Can a twin flame be a platonic connection? I am going to answer this question in this video, so stay tuned till the end. But now let's dive into our question. Can twin flames be platonic? And straight answer, no. No. The problem is, if you have read that especially in the English speaking community, in German we do have different terms, but in the English speaking community there's different kind of soul connections, and they're all labeled twin flames, which can cause a lot of chaos. And that is one of the reasons why I created this channel, because I wanted to clear that chaos so you know what you are dealing with. That is why labels do matter. Labels don't matter if you're in a happy relationship. It doesn't matter if they're a soulmate, if they're a twin flame. That does not matter. But if you have those question marks and you don't know what the hell is happening, then a label can help you to understand what you're going through in order to get on the right journey and do your work and get to that union that you want. But yeah, talking about different kind of soul connection. One soul connection, and that can get very often confused to twin flames or twin souls, is a connection that is called a soul twin. And a soul twin can absolutely be platonic. A soul twin, you can have more than one. It could be your best friend, it could be your sibling. You know, you may have different kind of soul, not different kind, like several soul twins. And they can absolutely be platonic. They don't have to be, but they can be romantic partners as well. And those are usually the twin flames that meet, and it's just easy. They get together and they stay together. There's usually not the running, chasing dynamic. And they actually may grow old together. Very often they do. And this connection in astrology often has many trines. Trines are the most flowing aspect. A trine would be, for example, if your sun and the other person's sun or moon or Venus or something else is approximately 180 degrees apart from your planet, and then they would form a trine. And again, it's a very harmonious, flowing connection. And you just support each other. You are very much alike yet different, and you would recognize yourself and the other person. I remember I met a soul twin when I was 19, and for me he was one of my catalysts to put me on my ascension journey, or I would want to say more awakening journey back then, not so much ascension. But he didn't put me on a spiritual journey. I've been on that ever since I was a child. But he gave me a good push forward, so it was accelerated motion thanks to him. And when I met him, I personally was somebody, I was very cynical, haven't done my shadow work yet, and there was still a lot of wounds and depression, a lot of darkness. Not darkness, I don't mean, I really mean like depression and all that kind of darkness. And I didn't believe in anything like love at first sight. And then I met him, and boom, that was me falling in love at first sight. Honestly, I know it sounds tacky. If he would have asked me to marry him the next day, I would have said yes. And I was not the kind of person who would ever do anything like that. But with him, it was different, because I felt at home. I felt this connection. I felt like I could trust him. I felt very familiar with him. And it was very harmonious and just an amazing, kind, nice guy that shared a lot of the same attributes than I do. And so you heard me talking, there was sudden soul recognition, there was sudden the feeling of being comfortable around the other person, was love at first sight. And of course many people may confuse that with a twin flame relationship if they're not very experienced. Very common. And a soul twin, in this case I had romantic interest. Soul twins, you could say, they are often people that are kind of like siblings, because they're a lot alike yet they're somewhat different. And as I said, they often have trining energy in astrology. And trining energy would mean, for example, I am a Virgo sun, and then there's two more earth signs, that would be Capricorn or Taurus. So it could be that they share the same element. Doesn't have to be their sun sign, could be their moon sign, their rising sign, but they would have a lot of similarity when it comes to you, so they do feel like home. But A soul twin, of course, once you evolve, you could grow out of that energy. For example, one of my soul twins was my biological brother, my brother, and we were a lot alike, a lot alike. But at some time, and especially the more I got into the spiritual path, we kind of like grew apart. I still love him to death, of course, obviously, but now we're not alike anymore because my frequency changed and his frequency changed as well. But if you are a romantic partner, and again, a soul twin can be a romantic partner, and you live together, then of course you would evolve together. You know, it would be a different dynamic. But yeah, a soul twin it could be a friend, but it could also be a person from the other gender you meet, and you feel this sudden soul recognition, and you think, oh, are we romantic, or what's going on? And then it turns into a beautiful friendship. Absolutely possible. Okay, not possible with a twin flame. Twin flames are strictly romantic, also because they have a very strong sexual desire, and like a friendship benefit situation would not be a twin. Not saying that twin flames cannot have a face like that, but you know, just staying like friends with benefits, that would not be like a typical twin flame thing. So twin flames, they have a strong sexual energy, they feel this magnetic pull. I do have another video about that, and they're not strictly they cannot be platonic in my opinion. I've never heard a case. However, I did have clients that were going through this catalyst journey with a friendship, even like same-sex friendship. I'm not talking about romantically, but that can happen as well, of course. And so you can have the running and the chasing dynamic with a platonic friend, like with a friend, but then it would not be a twin flame connection. It would be a catalyst that will mirror you, or a soul twin connection if you're not healed yet. And then it would also help you to ascend and force you to do the shadow work. So no, a twin flame is not platonic. However, there are other kind of soul connections that might be confused with twin flames, because there is a similar dynamic. There is the catalyst aspect, you know, like the ascension, that growing together, the shadow work, the triggering, the mirroring. And if it's more like a hard aspect, like if it's more difficult, and if it's more like easy flowing, then it could be a soul twin. Okay, so there's different kind of connections that may feel very similar. A soul twin would be another soul that has a lot in common with you. When we talk about astrology, they might have the same sun sign, the same rising sign, the same moon sign, but not one of those, like all three of those, or like they have a lot in common with you. And when we attract them, and we still have a lot of shadows, then you will attract them. They will have the same shadows, and it will be trauma bonding. It will be like triggering each other like crazy, driving each other crazy, of course, which is important because that can help you ascend as well. So another very important kind of soul connection, you could say, that could be platonic, doesn't have to be, but it's not a twin flame. Okay, a twin flame is not a platonic connection as well. And if you hear other people say it is, then that's because they're confusing it. That's the problem with the labels. It's if you have completely different things and all label them the same thing, then that is creating confusion. I hope I could clear some of that confusion. If I could, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I see you in another video. If you need personal coaching, I am available. And yeah, I see you in another video. I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.